Joining us now, we've got Paul Meeks, Harvest Portfolio Management Chief Investment Officer and Partner. Paul, thanks for joining us. So talk to me about this sell-off that we are seeing right now and how you're digesting it. Are you buying tech today, tomorrow?
I am not. I'm pretty comfortable with the continued AI infrastructure building names. And so I indeed plan to add to all of them that are on my favorites list. But what we've seen, and we're pretty early in the quarterly earnings season, is that it really doesn't matter what these companies say fundamentally. You could be spot on the fundamentals positively, and the stocks still get whacked. And so what I am doing is I have a prohibition on buying at least until we get through next week's reports. And then I'll assess. I imagine these stocks, no matter what they say, will be lower, and I probably will get back in.
Paul, what's on your favorites list? Can you share that?
Yeah, so on my favorites list, I continue to like the infrastructure plays more than I do on the companies such as software that will be developing products for AI customers coming out of the AI infrastructure building pipeline. So I like Nvidia, I like AMD, I like Dell, I like Hewlett-Packard Enterprises, and I like Supermicro. And we will get some good tells in the next week on all those names.
Nvidia, a leader in artificial intelligence and semiconductors, is progressively attempting to use these abilities to revolutionize the healthcare industry. During a conversation at the J.P. Morgan Healthcare Conference in January, Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang stated, "We are determined to work with you to advance this field. We firmly think that drug discovery and design will proceed in this manner in the future." According to Huang, Nvidia's goal to become a major player in the healthcare sector actually precedes the company's more than 15-year development of generative AI. Nothing about a medical device will. I see the pandemic as the catapulting of healthcare into the virtual and digital transformative domains, if you will, because it happened very swiftly and with very little to no option. According to Mutaz Shegwi, Senior Research Director and Digital Strategist at IDC, who spoke with Yahoo Finance. That's what I think we're seeing, and companies like Microsoft, Oracle, Nvidia, and others can be important in advancing that path. Nvidia collaborates extensively with companies such as Microsoft, MSFT, and Johnson & Johnson MedTech, J&J, and its customer uses more than $1 billion in Nvidia GPU computing annually. We'll talk about future projections and advice about Nvidia in today's video, so make sure not to miss out. However, before you do, if you'd like to stay up to date on Nvidia's most recent updates and the most recent news from the stock market, you can subscribe to our channel. We publish daily updates about the biggest shifts in market catalysts, so click the bell icon button to ensure you don't miss the most recent updates. All right, back to today's video.
It sounds to me like you like the picks and shovels of AI. Is that an accurate kind of thesis here?
Yes, that's an accurate thesis. The way I look at it is you have AI infrastructure builders. That's part one of the game. And then you have what comes out on the other side, such as the CFO of ServiceNow was talking about. I need to see more use cases, and maybe ServiceNow stocks up big today is going to be a good positive data point. I'm really rooting for them. Because before I move on to those part two AI trades, I need to see that ROI. I'm super comfortable that the arms race, the nuclear arms race, will continue, and it'll help my server and related semiconductor companies, even despite ServiceNow's good news today and AI use cases that they're talking about. I'm not there yet on those other tech stocks.
Let's dive right in. Greetings to all, and welcome back to Investing Tutorial. One vendor cannot do everything, so Shegwi continued. I think the ecosystem is very important in terms of wanting to leverage different strengths of the vendors that are out there. Nvidia, on the other hand, is democratizing access. So it's both a technological play, and there's a democratization of access to the tools through their software platforms and their partnerships. Nvidia recently partnered with Hippocratic AI, a company that develops generative AI healthcare agents that offer a range of services from assisted living care to pre-op care. The conversations that these agents conduct are between the patient and the AI agent alone. not with the help of healthcare providers. Hippocratic AI asserts that no other technology has the capacity to affect health at this scale globally. The success of these agents depends on their capacity to mimic human behaviors, as they are intended to engage in patient interactions. Nvidia steps in at this point. According to a news release from Nvidia in March, Kimberly Powell, Vice President of Healthcare, voice-based digital agents powered by generative AI can usher in an age of abundance in healthcare, but only if the technology responds to patients as a human would. This kind of involvement will necessitate ongoing innovation and close cooperation with businesses creating cutting-edge solutions, like Hippocratic AI. Hippocratic AI is currently in the middle of a thorough testing program and has already realized how important latency reduction is. The study conducted by the company revealed that a 5%-10% increase in interference speed per half second resulted in an increase in patients' emotional connection with the AI agents. Munjal Shah, the CEO and co-founder of Hippocratic AI, claims that NVIDIA's technology enables them to achieve this need for speed. With generative AI, patient interactions can be smooth, customized, and conversational. Nevertheless, Shah stated in the news release that for the intended effect, the rate of inference must be very quick. NVIDIA's technological stack is essential to achieving this speed and fluidity because it incorporates the most recent developments in speech synthesis, voice recognition software, and LLM inference. AI remains worth watching segment for global investors in 2024. But how do you keep up with the AI sector and others that you may be interested in? I recommend trying Moomoo, a sponsor of today's video. Some features to discover stocks with investment potential has blown me away. You can use the industry chain to find companies throughout the entire AI sector, or use the stock screener to filter stocks according to your investment strategy. Having the option to set parameters like industry, market indicators, financial indicators, technical indicators, and more. Ultimately, discover potentially undervalued stocks and those that appear to show buy signals to help inform your strategies in an effort to capitalize on AI-related opportunities. At the same time, Moomoo is one of the cheapest trading platforms I've found. It offers zero commission on stocks, options, and ETFs. After comparisons, I've discovered the fees are among the lowest. Right now, new users who open an account using my link and make a qualified deposit can get up to 15 free stocks, enjoy a limited time 8.1% APY on idle cash for 3 months, and earn up to $300 cash reward for transferring in their portfolio. These rewards can be earned together, so don't miss out. And thanks again to Moomoo for sponsoring this portion of the video.
And what should the average retail investor do? Will Nvidia continue to remain the dominant force in the market just as tech bounces back? Or will we see a leadership change? For more on this, Michael Noss is Chief Market Strategist at Trade Ideas. Michael, what do you think?
You know, trends, we have to bet that trends are going to persist, right? So I'm not going to call a top on Nvidia or anything like that. But at some point, we need to see this rotation continue. And we saw a massive spike in IWM, small caps, and pretty much the rest of the market last week. And I think that was just the beginning. You know, at Trade Ideas, we do a lot of data. We look at what happens when these breadth surges happen. And it's generally not the top, right? You generally don't see all of the rest of the market catching up to the leaders at a point where that leader completely falls. So what happens generally is you have that leader continue higher, but then you have the rest of the market catching up. So I do think we saw the start of the rotation last week, and I think it's going to continue going forward.
So you see a leadership change where perhaps other parts of the market are stronger, but it doesn't necessarily mean that Nvidia is not investable.
Exactly. So a rising tide lifts all boats. So if the rest of the market is going to move higher, then Nvidia likely will as well. It just might not be to the degree that we saw, you know, where if the S&P 500 is going to move higher, it's going to pull Nvidia with it, as opposed to what we saw at the beginning of this year, which was kind of Nvidia pulling everything up. So that change may be occur. So we're basically talking a rate of change when we come to a leader.
In order to improve access, equity, and patient outcomes while reducing staffing shortages, we're collaborating with NVIDIA to further develop our technology. Hippocratic AI turned down invitations to talk more about the technology. According to Jennifer Eden, research director at IDC for value-based healthcare at Transformation Strategies. The AI agent's capacity to mimic human-to-human communication and customize care recommendations impressed her. Hippocratic AI and other organizations are providing a solution that, if implemented properly, might significantly affect patients' accessibility to a consistently accurate, positive, and tailored experience, Eaton stated. That seems incredibly potent to me. For its part, Nvidia wants to supply the underlying processing power for what Shegui of IDC referred to as an ecosystem of healthcare providers producing comparable services. According to Jeff Cribbs, Vice President and Senior Analyst at Gartner Healthcare, Nvidia's position allows the hardware giant to cater to the expanding AI in healthcare sector. The good thing about Nvidia's perspective, according to Cribbs, is that the computation and inference requirements will always be met, irrespective of the person performing the work. Thus, their approach is highly adaptable, as long as we can ensure that our training and inference are as easily accessible as feasible, regardless of which of those organizations undertakes the construction. And that is a benefit not enjoyed by the other types of companies in that value chain. With all of these considerations, Nvidia is unquestionably a great buy, especially if you're looking to invest for the long term because the company hasn't reached its full potential yet. What do you think about Nvidia stock? Is it a good buy at the current price? Please share your opinions with us in the comments section. And don't forget to let us know what you think NVDA is worth. If you're interested in learning what other companies, like Nvidia, have been up to lately, click on the next video on your screen. We'll see you there.